and that's part of why I can play in 3 fundamental position games, right? So if I'm here, right, any of these, it's just a little turn, right? I mean, go ahead and just throw a bunch of stuff, right? The nice thing is, even if he throws around, because I'm basically turning, I'm doing it, his sword doesn't contact me very much differently. So that's a really nice thing. And so that's why a lot of this stuff works. I just kind of have to cover a little bit of this thing in front of me. Now, if I get here and he throws a wrap, that's like I have to do kind of all that crazy stuff. So with the center grip, it's kind of the same deal. You can be a little closer because you have more passive coverage. And so actually, can I just borrow your, very cool. So even if I'm being here, right, and I want to do, you could almost have to sword block because you have the curved top. But if I'm here, go ahead and throw a bunch of stuff and do some reading, There's not a lot that really you have to move around here. And I'm just keeping my hand, see, even there, because I'm turned.
There's no actual target, right?
Yeah. And so I'm just keeping my hand a little out on my center line, so I'm not using my arm, I'm just turning here. Now I'm being particularly lackadaisical to prove the point, right? And so that's the kind of thing, and so that's why, go ahead and use your footwork and come in immediately. So that's, even if he wants to close in, that's why it's important that I want to kind of be here. So even with him moving, and I'm not moving a ton, but I'm maintaining that kind of middle range where my defensive wedge is pretty narrow. And then I can step in if I want.
Where my range suddenly is this huge wide thing.
Yep.
So even from a left-handed perspective, even at that, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. And the thing
The
is,
lines still suck.
Yep. And I like the mid-range, so generally what I do, no matter what I'm fighting with, is I want to be outside to the mid-range and then back out. Really, the only time I come in is if I'm coming in and passing out. So that would be something like I throw an attack, right? We're doing the thing, I'm doing this, and then I'm leaving. And then I'm back to my mid-range. Because no matter what retaliatory thing he throws, it's pretty easy defensive wise. Because my reflexes are not particularly fast, they're pretty average. And usually I fight. And usually I fight with the buckler, so I don't have as much passive defense. But I mean,
that's what he's been saying. Is it doesn't have to be fast. If you plan well, you look fast.
Yeah. I mean, so like go ahead and take just some kind of centralized guard. So if we're here, with your buckler too, right? So if I'm here, it's the same thing, right? I can throw whatever kind of crazy stuff. Where, for the most part, where is my sword actually contacting his tools? Pretty much in the center line, right? Yeah. Even if I do this, but he's maintaining good range. See if I'm actually just touching the front of him.
Yeah.
That's a wrap. Still just touch the front of him. And so at this point, even with this downside, he's got 8 frames, so it doesn't matter. And look at how, even with fakes, it doesn't matter much because he's just turning the center line and staying behind him. Now, if he pushes his tools, that gets much harder.
Yeah, that was there.
That's the difference. If you push your tools, or if you've got the center grip, if you do this, that's why I don't really like this move with the center grip very much. If you push with your arm, right, so...
Now you're having to use both tools to try and cover the same space that you didn't have to cover.
Yeah, so then throw a flurry at me, right? So if I stay behind my center line, and I mostly keep it here, this is easy. If I start pushing across, how much am I now moving?
Right.
Yeah, that's a lot. And, like, shield is slow.
Yeah.
So that's part of why with center grips and stuff. I mean, you do it with heaters, but the motions are slightly different. That really staying and driving with your body, and just doing a little bit of this and these little motions, make fighting way easier.
Right.
And then you can, of course, break the wedge when you need to, but the point is it's when you want to.
Yeah.
Right, so that's, and with these little motions too, the nice thing is like when James was kind of maintaining that range, because these are little motions, he's fairly planted, at any point he's in balance, he can throw whatever counter he wants. Right? If he starts pushing his arms across, right, I mean, he's going to start breaking his own balance, so it's much harder to throw good stuff. So, and if I and then step right in, see, this is not good. But if he turned his tools, and I stepped in, it's fine. So, it's be lazy when you fight. Fighting's hard.
Well, I like that.
So, I mean, even that can be a good drill. When you're doing slow work, just, set up your line and see how little you can move to block. Because the less you have to move and the more relaxed you can be, the easier it is to throw counters, the less you get hit. Right?
We're all big fans of not getting hit.
We're all big fans. Getting hit sucks. You get hit with the stick, it hurts. Yeah.
That's excellent.